Hello, my name is John Hamel. I'm a licensed clinical social worker in private practice in the greater San Francisco Bay Area, as well as a researcher with an expertise in the area of domestic violence. In 2010, acting in my capacity as editor-in-chief of the peer-reviewed journal Partner Abuse, I enlisted the help of colleagues from around the world in putting together a comprehensive database of domestic violence research. That database, known as the Partner Abuse State of Knowledge Project, or PASC, includes research on 17 separate topics for a total of 2,657 pages, and it's available for free online at www.domesticviolenceresearch.org. On the whole, findings from the Partner Abuse State of Knowledge Project have supported conclusions from prior research indicating that in the United States, domestic violence is a human problem and not strictly a problem of gender or patriarchal social structures as commonly assumed. We now know that in intimate partner relationships, men and women perpetrate physical and psychological abuse upon one another at approximately equal rates, with a notable exception of sexual abuse, which is perpetrated much more frequently by men. We now know that men and women perpetrate relationship abuse for the same reasons, sometimes to control their partner, sometimes in anger and reaction to provocations, in retaliation, or sometimes in self-defense. Risk factors such as family history of violence, having an aggressive personality, and poor emotion management and communication skills are also quite comparable across gender. We know that the impact of relationship abuse, especially the impact of physical assaults, is much greater for female victims. Still, there is overall more gender symmetry than asymmetry. But again, these findings are based on studies conducted mostly in the United States. It cannot be assumed, therefore, that there is gender symmetry in the rest of the world, and particularly in highly patriarchal countries where women have much less social, economic, and political power compared to men. Fortunately, among the articles from the Partner Abuse State of Knowledge Project, one of them did explore the topic of domestic violence worldwide, and it provides the basis upon which the 4-hour online course was created. In researching the topic, Esteban Esquivel Santovenia, Terry Lambert, and myself conducted a sweeping review of scholarly articles published in peer-reviewed journals and by government agencies outside of the United States and other English-speaking developed nations. The studies we found provided quantitative data on physical, psychological, and sexual abuse of intimate partners, as well as consequences and risk factors, including attitudes supportive of violence. We identified 162 articles reporting on over 200 studies in Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Latin America, and Europe from various types of samples, including large population surveys, regional and university dating samples, and other samples such as clinical samples. Most of the studies reported on female victimization only, but 73 did report on both male and female victimization. We also conducted an analysis of data from our literature review to determine the relationship between prevalence rates of physical abuse, social factors, and women's empowerment throughout the world. So, is domestic violence outside of the United States and a few industrialized English-speaking countries largely a problem of men abusing women as a means of maintaining male privilege and sanctioned by rigid patriarchal structures and cultural norms? Or is domestic violence perhaps a much more complex issue involving a variety of dynamics and causes? The course begins to answer these questions in the hope that it would help researchers, mental health professionals, and policymakers more effectively reduce domestic violence in their communities. If you take this course, we would like you to know that all the registration fees go to the benefit of the Association of Domestic Violence Intervention Programs, an international organization dedicated to evidence-based practice.